So is yours,
Because
although it's not set and forget, I mean, you don't really fiddle with your settings.
no, no.
Okay, so
Um,
I understand what you're saying. So it's more observing. So it's
yeah,
passive observation.
yeah. Alan,
How are you?
finding you.
All right, then. There's a big echo on my side.
Okay.
All right.
Anything I can do about that on
No,
my side?
nothing at the moment. That's cool. Okay, let me just share my screen. So thanks for sharing your FX Blue with me. I do appreciate it. So
No
can we
worries.
just confirm that this is your account?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've been with me a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, Alan. Ups
Yes.
and downs, mainly problems because of my own stupidity.
How long you
I
been
think
with
and
me?
more, a couple of years now already.
Yeah,
It was October, maybe just over 2 years, something like that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I got on board in the early days, well, early-ish days. I remember that the bot was pretty much in its infancy in those
Yes.
days. Um,
Well, it evolves all
and
the time, all the time.
um, Yeah, no, I know the bots evolved tremendously. I mean, I started, I think it was back in October, and I went in with my $1,000, like you kind of recommend, and everything was going swim lovely, beautifully. And then I got hedged.
Okay.
Um, about
Good,
6 weeks in.
good thing or bad thing?
Uh, I think, as it turns out now, it's a good thing. At the
Okay.
time, it wasn't a good thing. I didn't know anything about hedging. I was just rushed into it, and that was a
Very
silly,
few people understand the hedging concept. It's a very
yeah, no,
difficult concept to get your head around.
yeah. Yeah, I got hedged then, and I kind of I took the hedge out, and I increased my hedge. I took out the the equity, savior equity,
Oi,
and I went to the drawdown of a 75,
oi.
80%, something absolutely mad. Somehow I managed to dig my way out. Um,
So
and
that was user error, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, nothing to do with the bot. I pretty much took myself off the bot, and at the time, I really didn't have the funds to pay for the bot. So I thought, let me go alone, and I struggled. You know what I decided to do was to go into foreign currency pairs, and what I thought I'd do is I'll just nibble away at each one because nothing's ever going to go to zero. You know, the currency pairs are going to go up and down. And the way I thought of it was, if you know, I'll put in a little buy or a sell, depending on how I saw the trend, and then I would put in a small lot. And if it went the right way, I'd make myself a couple of dollars. Thank you very much. If it went the other way, I'd wait for it to bounce back. And that worked well for a little while. I was making decent dollars. And then the Japanese yen crashed, and I had a lot of sells, and I didn't have any stop loss or anything like that on there. And the amount that was being the drawdown was getting bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it was almost sucking all the money out of my account, and I couldn't wait. I didn't have enough money left to wait for the reversal, so I got myself into all sorts of troubles and pickles and that. And I thought, no, enough. Let me go back to Alan and restart the bot. I saw all the changes. I've been monitoring. I'm quite active on the groups, so I wanted to go back. I knew it was always the way to do it. I just figured I was cleverer. I don't know, maybe. So I recently got back into the bots, and I'm still learning about the new settings because it's changed. It's evolved so much since the early days. So things have been good since I started. I got hedged on one of my charts, but I'm comfortable with hedging now.
Okay.
So I'm using this. I'm using the trade stripper to remove that hedge, and it's doing its job.
Okay.
Things are good, as you can probably see from my account.
Yeah,
Anyway,
let's see. Okay, so let's analyze your account there. You've got $2,529 in your account. You've got just
yeah,
under 10% drawdown. So that's
yeah,
profit. This is profit. You've got zero drawdown in actual fact. So the drawdown is only profit. You haven't tapped into your capital, which is great.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you've made a 20% return on investment, and your monthly return is averaging about 27.8%.
That's right.
Happy days. And you've been trading with a new robot now with your new account for 38 days.
Yeah.
Happy?
Very happy.
What
Very
would you
happy. And
tell
I
to
see
people? Sorry?
gold's climbing again, which is great. Because that's reducing my. I mean, I'm dipping into my profits at the moment, or the, what I'm
It's
using
part of trading.
to.
It's part
But
of trading.
that's right. Part of the trading experience.
Exactly.
Um,
What would you tell people that are on the fence?
no, you must get involved. But the important things are, one, you've got to have a little. You're going to get hedged in your account. Don't be greedy. That's one of the things I found was just too greedy. Your settings are too high. You think, oh, it's easy money, easy money. And before you know it, you get hedged. You don't know how to get out of it. You panic. There's all sorts of things going on in your brain. The psychology of the whole thing is so important. If you haven't got the right mindset, then you're not going to make it at the end of the day, because once you get into the hedge, and I see on the groups people get hedged and they're asking questions and what do you do and how do you get out of it, and that's purely because you haven't done the homework. So yeah, get involved. That would be my advice. Do
the biggest problem with everybody is psychology and wallet management and trading rules.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still guilty today. I see the news and the gold's. I think gold's going to go down a bit here, and I'll do a little manual trade here and there, and the next thing it goes in the other direction, and I'm thinking, what have I done? So I don't actually do any manual trading anymore at all. It's all bot trading. I don't want to fiddle with it. I've got time to monitor it, which is extra handy. You don't need to monitor it, but as you say, it's not a set and forget. You've got to get involved and check and monitor and see and make sure everything's on track. And you compare it to like owning a property. You can't just set and forget a property. You need to maintain it. You need to make sure your tenant's in and so on. So I'm fortunate in that at this point I can go in regularly, but it does rip your brain apart, because you're watching it and you're watching the thing go up one click and you think, oh yeah, this is great, and then suddenly it drops a couple of pips, and it's pointless sweating it, because there's nothing you can really do about it. But to sit in front of the screen all day long is
ludicrous.
Yeah,
unless you love it.
Yeah, I do enjoy it, but I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is go to the charts, see what the Japs and the Aussies have done to it.
So is yours, although it's not set and forget, I mean, you don't really fiddle with your settings.
No.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. So it's more observing. So it's passive observation.
Yeah, sometimes something happens, and you might need to tweak something somewhere, change a little thing, because it's still evolving. I mean, you
exactly
talked about a fifth chart now, which I put in. Although I'm not quite sure it's working right yet, but I'll have another look at that later today, because I've only got the one trade that's triggered for the daily, and it hasn't triggered again.
No, it won't. So it'll only open one trade a day. But the point is it'll only open a dollar cost averaging trade below the trade that it currently placed. So if you've placed the trade now at $3,011, the price is now $3,044, and it's you can't place, the robot can't place another trade. It's not going to dollar cost average. So the point is that if the price goes below the $3,011, okay, then a new trade will open, but only open one trade per day. So the point is to dollar cost average at the lowest possible places in the chart.
Yes.
Okay, so that when the price goes up, those trades are now in profit, because we know that gold is a value of storage. So we want to try and eliminate drawdown, and the only way we can eliminate drawdown now is to place nice trades very low down in the chart on those order blocks, and then you'll be in a good position. On that note, are you enjoying my banter on the Discord on the Allen chart analysis, COT data, and what else? Where else am I posting? So news events, and now it's the new group trading psychology. Are you enjoying those? Is it teaching you? Are you learning?
Yeah, no, look, I'm pretty active on the groups, you know.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that.
I've got always have questions, if I could give advice to anybody, it's never a silly question.
Never.
If you need to know something or find something out, just ask it. And I think what's clever is that you don't just give the answer. You say, "Well, hold on, what's your thoughts on it?" Or Andre, one of the other admin guys, will say, "You know, what do you think?" before you give the answer, because that's otherwise you're spoon feeding people, and that's not really the idea. You want to learn.
Yeah, that's not what my program is about. My program is not about spoon feeding. It's about making you independent. If I get hit by a bus, you need to be able to understand how to read a chart and make your own decisions.
Yeah. Look, but the settings now, I've only been doing 38 days back into the bot. I'm still going through some of the training and learning about the settings. But I'm using the templates and just tweaking it slightly with the bits that I know about. So it's working well for me. And I'm at a very low risk. I put it at a low risk deliberately so that I don't have to panic and worry. Others would go higher, but I don't want to take any chances really at the end of the day, and rather be conservative than risky. I mean, it's okay if you've got a small high risk account, because I know you've got an option there, high frequency trading, I think it's called, or something. I'm not doing that one at this point in time. I'm just building up my bank and getting to know it again.
Conservative is better.
Hey?
Conservative is better.
Yeah, no, that's my first. I think people come into this thinking, I'm going to make a lot of money very quickly, and it's not get rich quick.
Exactly.
It's take your time.
It's get rich for sure, with the strategy, a system, tools, mentors.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to get 5% per month, that's extreme compared to banking and stocks and shares.
I mean, let's look at let's go here, compound. I'll just move this over here. Okay, so you're doing 20, let's call it 20% a month. We'll do it just do it for 1 year and calculate. Your return on investment is 791% a year.
Yeah, I know. And then you get 8% from the bank.
What did you put in? You put in, what's your balance? 2,300.
And then I put in another 1,100 or something like that.
Okay.
So
even there,
yeah,
over a year you've made $17,000 profit. I mean, if you do this for 5 years, and I've got clients. I mean, you've seen it. We've had clients with us for years, and they're consistent. Do you think that you find the robot consistent?
Yeah, it is consistent. Obviously, when we're in a buy trade or a buy mode at the moment, so we're only doing buy trades. So gold going up is a good thing. Or, I quite like the sideways channels because it bounces up and down a little bit, and that you just kind of making little bits of money every day, and I quite like that sideways movement.
Yeah.
But ultimately, as we know, gold will go up at the end of the day.
100%. That's why we don't want to short gold. I mean, I'll think about it. We'll see. I don't know if I want to short gold. I'll see what the institutions are doing with COT. But Nick, I just want to thank you for your participation, and thanks for coming onto the call. I really appreciate it. And, if you've got any questions, we're here to help you.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Alan. It's a pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Pleasure doing business with you again.
All right.
And still.
Cheers, Alan.
Thanks, Nick. Take care.
Bye. You too. Thanks, man. Bye.